What's up, y'all? Gonna be a little UFC 305 prediction video here. New to the YouTube, so bear with me a little bit here, but we definitely got some good picks coming. That's for sure. Starting off the top of the card, I got Israel Adesanya, former middleweight champion for a long time, going up against Dricus du Plessis, going for his first defense here. And we're going quick picks on all these fights. We're not going to dig too deep, but I like the former champ to end new. He's going to reclaim that belt back this weekend. Striker versus striker. DDP, very good. He's going to press. I think Izzy's going to catch him one of these rounds. First, second, third, probably. And I'm going to go with Izzy by knockout on this one. DDP might get a takedown or two, but it's not going to be significant. He's going to get back up, pop up. Not going to be big ground and pound for DDP if he does get a takedown. Izzy's very high defense. People don't remember that the fight against Strickland wasn't a great performance, but Strickland does have one of the best defenses in the UFC, period. Any weight class. The totally different matchup. Izzy sees something here for sure. He didn't have to take this fight. He called for it. It's a fight he just wants to get out of the way. Co-main event, we're going Steve Erceg versus Kai Kara, France to be exact. But Kai Kara's been out for a while. Erceg's got some momentum, even though he was in a close fight with Pantoja. Very close, could have gone either way on a matter how you score a fight, but not robbery either way. Close fight. He put the damage on, but whatever. Move on from it. I think Erceg bounces back huge here. I think he definitely beats Kai Kara France. High confidence for sure. Striker's delight. It's not going to go to the floor until Erceg wants it to. He's very young in his career. The age is like 2 years apart, but in terms of damage taken and just the records, 24-11 versus 12-2. Definitely thinking Erceg is gonna take over here. It's a good fight for him. Kai Kara's at home, but it's not gonna get you the win. We got Mateusz Gamrot versus Dan Hooker. Hangman Hooker. Right here on my wall behind me. On the poster from Aspinall Volkov. That was a good card about 2 years ago. Dan Hangman, man. Always good underdog. Tough, gritty. Doesn't get finished a lot. The Michael Chandler one was weird, but I'm going to go Mateusz Gamrot here. Heavy favorite, unfortunately, but the wrestling pressure, the grappling. He doesn't give up. He gets hurt in a lot of his fights. Usually gets dropped once. Even by RDA, he dropped him last fight. But he recovers well, quickly, grabs the legs. I don't really see a split decision. Probably a decision here by the Gamer. Really good fighter. Not too entertaining unless you're a real MMA fan and you like all aspects of the game. But we're going to go Gamrot. Don't worry, we got some dogs coming here. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you're new to the channel. Like, comment, subscribe, anything. Appreciate it. Definitely going to start doing this moving forward, but this is just a small step in it. We'll get to the whole editing nonsense after this, but this is a starter. I want to get these picks out here for this weekend. Really been hot lately. It's good. It's a good week. Not a lot of dogs, but here we go. Back to it. Tai Tuivasa versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Bam Bam here on a 4-fight skid. All by finishes. Really hasn't been looking too great. The last win over Derek Lewis a couple years ago. Versus Jairzinho, who did win his last fight, not against super high competition. Definitely the more technical fighter. I say power's even. The dog isn't on this one. Going higher confidence, Jairzinho Rozenstruik to get the win here. It might not be a knockout. It could be decision. But I'm not taking anyone on a 4-fight skid, all by finishes. Bam Bam Taivasa, it's sad, entertaining, everyone loves him. It's going to be at home. But the 4 fights is just, he's not putting in the work anymore. You see the social media, he's doing the cigarettes and stuff. And nah. Jairzinho Rozenstruik. On to the next fight here. We got Carlos Prates and the Leech, Li Jingliang. Going average confidence. Carlos Prates here. Another favorite. Big favorite. I'm going to say this one's by decision. He's been knocking guys out lately. I mean, he is 19-6. A lot of the wins and losses are by finishes. Even the losses. Six of them, 5 of them are by finish. Couple by sub, couple by knockout. So there is all paths to victory here for the Leech. I think if he wants to win this fight, he's definitely going to need takedowns. Prates, Muay Thai. Very good. Very good striker. If the Leech does get takedowns and win this fight unanimously, wouldn't be too shocking. Could happen. But I think I'm going to trust the odds in this one. Right now we're still sitting at minus 360, depending on what app you're using. But Carlos Prates is someone to watch moving forward. The win over Chuck Buffalo. Charlie Radke was very impressive. Body, knee to the body, that was insane. The Leech doesn't have a real good win in a while. He's coming off this back surgery against his last fight against Steve Robb. He did get robbed, and I think he won that fight. They said he lost, but he took a big back surgery after that fight. He's a little older. I think he is going to be the bigger fighter for sure. Prates did weigh in 169 pounds last fight, not even 170 at welterweight, so it's something to think about. But that's going to conclude your main card. We definitely got some dogs coming here. We got Walter Walker versus Junior Tafa. They say Walter Walker is Johnny Walker's brother, which is weird because he changed his last name to Walker before his UFC debut. I don't recall what the original last name was. You can look it up if you want to, but I really am making this video on the jump right now. Just want to get it out to y'all. Try to gain some people here. Show some love. Give some love. Hit some picks. Make some monies. Walter Walker versus Junior Tafa. 5-2 Junior Tafa versus 11-1 Walter Walker. Very weird fight. Striker versus grappler. Walter Walker is so low level. He has no striking. His takedowns aren't too great, but he's definitely the bigger fighter. He's heavy. Junior Tafa, good striking. Nothing else. He's really big. He's small. He is hard to take down. I think Walter Walker is going to land a few trips here. He doesn't really go for like double legs or single legs, but I think he's going to get some trips here on Tafa and ultimately win this fight. Boring decision. Control time. He's not going to win by sub. He's not going to ground and pound this guy. Junior Tafa has enough to stay there through 3 rounds, for sure. These are just quick picks, remember that. We'll dig deeper if people really want me to, but these are quick picks so everyone stays tuned. We don't want to be too boring here. We're going Josh Culebel versus Ricardo Ramos, Ricardo Ramos is on a 2-fight skid, both by guillotine, I believe. Josh Culebel, coming off, what is this? Let me check real quick. did have an impressive fight with Lerone Murphy. Even though he lost, he stayed the distance with a tough contender. Yeah, Kulabau is on a 2-fight skid right now. His last win's over Melsik Bagdasaryan and Sungho Choi. But ultimately, I am going Josh Kulabau here at home. He should have some edge. I think he's better all around. Ricardo Ramos is not that good on the feet. He has really good highlights from spinning elbows and freaky stuff, but he doesn't overall win fights a lot by decisions. He has finishes. I think Kulabau here is better overall MMA fighter. He's good on the floor, good on the feet. Not really great at anything, but good at everything. He is a minus 150 favorite here. I think it's a good line for him. He's not changing his sleep schedule pattern, nothing like that for this fight. We are going Josh Kulabau. Next fight. To the women's fight of the night. Casey O'Neill versus Luana Santos. Casey O'Neill, young fighter. Was on the rise real big. Came up short a couple times in her recent fights. But she's definitely a good fighter. Good gym. Luana Santos, another very good fighter. Young. A little green, I think. I think in this fight, dog or pass. Casey O'Neill all the way. Average confidence. Maybe not better on the floor, but you have to get the fight there first. It doesn't start on the floor. I think Casey O'Neill does have good takedown defense. She's been off for a little while. She's definitely trying to fix up some of the holes in her game. Really see her not losing 3 fights in a row as well. Is a good matchup for her. It's similar to her last fight. So, we're going Casey O'Neill here, probably by decision, as always, for women's MMA. Then we have here, this is a really good fight for Jack Jenkins, at least. Jack Jenkins versus Herbert Burns, the brother of Gilbert Burns, who is nothing like him. It's hard to believe he's his friggin' brother, but Jack Jenkins, another hometown fight here. Herbert Burns from Brazil. Jack Jenkins by KO. Super high confidence. Big pick on the night for me. Gonna have a few units on that. Betting. Hopefully it's legal where you live, but if not, enjoy the fight. Jack Jenkins by 2nd round KO. Herbert Burns really tough for a round. He has a lot of gas for 1 round. 2nd round, he just gets spooked. His last 2 fights, both lost by knockout. Not a good look. He really just gives up. Like, he does not want to be in there. He takes a lot of punishment. No striking whatsoever. Jack Jenkins is not going to go to the floor with this guy. He's going to tell him to stand up when he drops him. Herbert Burns is going to butt scoot. Try to play the Jits game. Jenkins ain't falling for that. Really big bounce back fight here. It was a shame what happened to Jack Jenkins' last fight against Shepe Mariscal. He kind of was defending a takedown. Snapped his arm on the way down. 2nd round. Jack Jenkins was winning that fight in the 1st round. Pretty good 1st round, but stuff happens. MMA is a weird sport. Anything can change in a second. But, man, Shepe Mariscal's on a run anyway, so it's not really like a super bad loss on his record. Jack Jenkins is our pick, minus a lot. But the line's not out for the knockout yet. So once that's out, hopefully we get it kind of low. Like minus 300 or better. Next fight is Tom Nolan versus Alex Reyes. Tom Nolan, really good. Contender Series guy. Big win. All his fights he wins by finish. Alex Reyes hasn't won a fight in many years, about 8 years. I think his last win was 2016. He's been brought into the UFC, got creamed by Mike Perry. Lost his last fight as well by knockout. This is going to be a one-way street. High confidence, Tom Nolan by double chance, we call it. Knockout or submission. It's hard to pick, probably by knockout. But Tom Nolan's really long and lanky. He's got good arms for guillotines and rear naked chokes. So don't be surprised if you see that. But Tom Nolan by double chance. Also, line is not up yet. High odds. Next fight is Song Kanan versus Ricky Glenn. Gonna go high confidence here. San Kanan, about minus 180 favorite over Ricky Glenn. Ricky Glenn's really not a great striker. He's got good grappling. Hasn't won in some time. San Kanan's been a little active lately. He had a decent fight with Gary until he did get smoked. But Ricky Glenn's nobody, man. He's lost his last couple fights by knockout. Drew Dober got him. Christos Giagos got him. He has a draw with Grant Dawson. Grant Dawson's gas bad in the third round, but he was winning that fight really big. Ricky Glenn, he don't got it. He's done. The body's worn out. 22-8-2. San Kanan here by knockout. High confidence. Probably a second or third round, though. And the curtain jerk of the night, the first fight of the night, I did go backwards for this card just to keep everyone interested and not start the fight with the curtain jerker, we call it, because a lot of people aren't interested in the early prelims especially. But we're going Jesus Aguilar versus Stuart Nicole. Minus 220 for Stewie, plus 180 for Jesus. UFC experience going to Jesus Aguilar here. He is 10-2. Stewie is 8-0. Ultimately, I think experience is really going to win this one. Jesus Aguilar has good subs. Most of his wins are by submission. Really good guillotine. Stewie is a grappler. Striking's really bad. He doesn't really have good jits, though. He just knows position over submission early. His last fights he's been winning, obviously, is 8-0, but over really low competition. Jesus hasn't seen competition so low in so many years. I just think that Jesus really good dog here. Plus 180. I'm definitely going with it. Curtain jerk of the night. First fight of the night. Usually go dog if it's these unknown commodities. But medium confidence, average confidence for sure. And that's going to wrap it up for my UFC 305 predictions. But hope everyone enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. We're going to dig deeper into future cards. Going to do good this weekend. Hopefully not lose any fights, but if any, just a couple, one or two. And we're going to see you guys for the next card, man. Really appreciate everyone spending their time.